If you play Killer and have been miserable, burnt out, or just having no fun lately in Dead by Daylight, then this video series is for you. There is a way to enjoy Killer and still play competitively, unlike what most internet commenters would have you think. I was feeling just like you until I changed up the way I play and was able to revitalize the game I love almost instantly. In order to have fun playing Killer, you have to understand what currently makes Killer not fun. I know what you're thinking, MMR, boons, gen speeds, toxic survivors, stress, I just hate this fucking game, etc. Those are all part of it, but they're really just symptoms of deeper problems. Think of it like a furry. Yes, the problem is the creepy, sweaty dog suit they're wearing in public, but if we really want to understand the problem, we should probably look a bit deeper. So let's identify a few main reasons people hate playing Killer. The first is easy. The core object of the game, trying to deal with 4 survivors at once, is stressful. If you've ever been the sober one in charge of walking a bunch of college freshmen home from a party, you know what I'm talking about. Most strong Killer mains have echoed a similar sentiment that Killer is really a time management simulator. The amount of seconds you put into chasing, regressing gens, and quick decision making will have a massive impact on winning or losing. Now, I don't know about you, but when I picked up this game thinking, oh, it's probably fun to kill people as my favorite slashers, I was not expecting a time management simulator. I don't think Freddy, Pinhead, or Michael Myers were ever stressed about not killing all their teenage victims. Okay, maybe Bubba was a little bit stressed. But let's be honest, catching 4 people working against you with a time limit is gonna be stressful no matter which way you cut it. Imagine taking 4 tests simultaneously in school, and they keep blasting this sound to let you know you're running out of time, and when you fail, your professor calls you baby tester and to unenroll. Yes, not only is the game stressful at its core, it's also known for a toxic player base. There's nothing quite like losing and having it rubbed in your face. I could go on about how the reason a lot of self-professed gamers are toxic and annoying, but it doesn't change the fact that it can ruin your experience when you're just trying to hop in for a few casual games. It's like when you're just trying to jack up a few threes in the YMCA ball game, but the recently divorced 43-year-old is guarding you like it's Game 7 in the NBA Finals. And it's not an uncommon occurrence, like I get teabagged in about half the games I lose, no matter how fair I played. Some people like to say, oh, it's just crouching, grow up. But it's like that nagging girlfriend where it's not so bad at first because she's hot, but she just nags and you bottle up your emotions like you always do, but she's still fucking nagging and you finally lose it and call her a dumb fucking bitch and she starts getting scared, so she threatens to call the cops, suddenly got a knife in your hand and you don't know what you're doing, but it feels so good. Anyway, getting BM'd game after game where you felt like you played well will start to annoy you even if you have the thickest skin imaginable. Teabaggers don't get it because they teabag a different killer every time and move on. But they don't realize or don't care that you're getting teabagged in the next game too.
And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
And that's not even counting getting hate messages, bad comments left on your profile, and false reports because they just don't like you. I'll cover some more tips on toxic survivors in part 3, but here I want to look deeper into why it feels worse getting teabagged in DBD than in Halo or any other game that includes crouching. Talking shit when you have the skills to back it up is one thing, but getting teabagged when you repeatedly should have beaten them is another. People love to talk about Survivor's second chance perks, but let's take a moment to talk about Killer's second chance perks. One should come to mind, and almost every Survivor complains about it. Why? 2 reasons. You can't tell if they have it until it activates, to an extent, and the Killer did nothing but lose to get use out of it. Killers have plenty of second chance perks, but since all of them require at least some type of preparation to use, an obvious weakness, or at least a warning, Survivors won't complain nearly as much about these. Now let's look at Survivor second chance perks. Almost none of these require any effort to use, and most are activated by losing, just like Noed. Add in insta-heals and styptics, and you can start to see why losing as a killer is so annoying. You don't really feel like you're losing to their skill, just to their perks and items. Survivors love to offer the most unhelpful advice to play against these as well, which will usually cause you to actively throw the game. My favorite is always, just wait out dead hard, bro. Ignoring the fact that good survivors use it for distance and not hit dodging, it blows my mind that the approved counterplay is to wait an extra 2 to 3 seconds per survivor before swinging. So the perk is so strong that I have to expect it even when it isn't there and change my gameplay in every chase. Outplaying dead hard is just me following you like an idiot. It's not satisfying or engaging like winning a mind game or using your power well. Am I supposed to enjoy this? Seriously, is this good perk design? The killer breathing down your neck waiting for you to press a button? So now you're saying, surely the devs are listening, and you look and you're met with nothing. They don't ever seem to address the game balance directly. And then you watch their lead balance team member camp, tunnel, and run Noed on every build, and you start to see why they may think the game is fine as is. I actually think Killer is much stronger than people think, and it's only limited by how boring you want to play and how much of a dick you want to be. While I was editing, this man came out with a video saying pretty much exactly the same thing. And I get it, the game needs 4 times the survivors to create lobbies, so it should be a bit more attractive to play. I also realized balancing killers around top swifts would make it so no new players ever stick around because they're getting stomped every match. But like, damn, can killers at least get something fun in an event? I saw someone on Reddit ask what killers were supposed to do with Winter Snowman, and someone said, meme with them. Okay, that was fun for 2 games, now what? They just get free hits? Why can't I get in a snowman? Look at this behavior post when Boons came out, where they say they temporarily fixed a game-breaking bug with the message, enjoy it while it lasts, killer mains. Like, enjoy having a working game? Is that what I'm supposed to do? To be fair, a lot of killer mains are whiny bitches, and I would get sick of them too. If it was just a few loud people, I get it. But killer sucks to play is an overwhelming majority opinion online. So you have a stressful game by design, sore winners with an inflated sense of skill, and devs that don't seem to care. But you probably knew all that already, so I want to talk about a problem you may not have thought of. The truth is, the game is rigged from the start. For a game that features survivors versus killers as 2 teams, the win-loss condition is not opposite like in most games and sports. Let's take a match with 2 escapes and 2 kills, a tie by behavior standards. You'll have 2 survivors that feel they won, 2 that feel like they lost, but also a killer that feels like they lost. How can people lose on both sides in a competitive game? Simply put, the killer is playing 4 games at once with a point system that treats him as 1. Meanwhile, each survivor is playing a 1v1 against the killer. Even if I'm the only escape in a 4-man swift, I don't feel like I lost. But if I got out the exit gate, the killer probably does. So you can even have 4 out of 5 people feel like they lost in a single game. If that doesn't create a sweaty, negative, and toxic player base, then I don't know what will. You fat bitch! Now you're probably thinking, okay, so thanks for explaining that this game sucks, but I already knew that and I have an addiction, so please tell me how to have fun.
Please, please.
Or you're like,
Boons! Don't forget about boons and hackers!
look, I can't cover everything that makes killer unfun because it's like infinite. The main point of this video is to say, I get it, man. Killer can be absolutely miserable, and it's hard to just say, oh, I'm just gonna go have fun and not try to win on a game where it feels so bad to lose. There are things you can do to have more fun, but first I wanted to point out all the crap you can't change, because it's time to stop whining about it. There's no mid-chapter update that's gonna be like, hey, we removed all the bullshit, you're welcome. So you better understand that Dead by Daylight is bullshit by design. But I think we all understand that despite the low lows of the game, when it's good, it's really, really good. That's how addictions work, silly. So part 2 of this series will take a look at some specific gameplay design that you can take advantage of, and part 3 will be simple changes that you can make right away to start having a better killer experience. In the meantime, just go meme with the survivors, bro.